I'm going to sew up a jumpsuit today. Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to my sewing space. This week I'm gonna sew up the Nova jumpsuit, and this is a pattern from True Bias, and I'm gonna be sewing up view B with the longer pant, the cuffed ankles, and the elasticated waistband. I'm really excited for this project. I'll drop the link in the description for this jumpsuit pattern. True Bias also has really wonderful step-by-step instructions on their website, and I'll link those in the description as well. Like I said, today I'm gonna sew up view B, and I'm going to be using this knit fabric that I picked up from Joann's off the sale rack about 5-6 months ago. So I don't know that this fabric is still available at Joann's. I really love this jumpsuit that I'm wearing now that I made using the Peppermint Magazine Valley jumpsuit pattern. And this is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever made, and it's the only jumpsuit that I own. So I'm excited to sew up and have another jumpsuit in my wardrobe, put it into rotation. This is a knit fabric sewing project, and I am not the most confident knit fabric sewer, the most confident in sewing with knit fabrics, however you want to describe it. So this is definitely going to be good practice sewing with knits, and hopefully I do a good job. There's a great chance that this project is going to take me more than one day, like so many of the other projects that I do. It's a multi-day project. Enough talk. Let's go hammer this out. As per usual, I'm cutting out the pattern pieces. And here is what those all look like. And then I'm just taking a minute to iron some interfacing to my pockets, and I'm setting those aside for later. Pinning the back facings right sides together, and I am going to sew them at the center back. And attempt to iron these seams open. And then wrong sides together, I'm pressing the shoulder seam down 3/8 of an inch, and that's gonna come in handy later when we are finishing the shoulder seams. Right sides together, I'm pinning and sewing the front and back facings at the side seams. Again, attempting to press those seams open. Okay, next I'm gonna work on the pockets by pinning the pocket pieces to the jumpsuit. And I'm trying to match up the dots. And then sew those pocket pieces down. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits for today, and I will pick this back up tomorrow. New day. So far, I'm super pleasantly surprised with how well I'm doing sewing with knit fabric. The last couple knit fabric projects that I have worked on have had some pretty wonky seams, and so far, I'm doing a great job sewing these seams nice and flat. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep moving forward, trying to bang this project out for the day. Understitching each pocket to the seam allowance. Next, I am pinning the front and back jumpsuit pieces together with the pockets facing out from the jumpsuit. And now we're going to sew from the armhole edge to the top pocket dot, stop, cut our thread, and then we're going to start again, moving over to this point on the pocket, sewing all the way around the pocket, down to the lower edge of the jumpsuit. Again, press the seam. And now I'm gonna pin the pocket to the front of the jumpsuit to help keep the pocket out of the way while sewing the rest of this project. Right sides together, we're pinning the inner leg edges, and then we're gonna sew this together, which I completely forgot to film, but we're doing that on both legs. Press the seams open, and then we're going to turn one leg of the jumpsuit right side out. So then we're gonna stuff that right side facing jumpsuit leg into the other leg, and we're gonna match up the seams and the notches, and then we are gonna pin and sew in place. A little happy dance here because how cute is this? All right, onto the straps. The jumpsuit is right side out, the facing is wrong side out, and we are pinning the jumpsuit at the neck and the armhole edges, making sure that the back shoulder seams are pinned like this on the left, not like this on the right. And then do not sew across the tops of the straps, leave them open so you can turn the facing right side out into the inside of the jumpsuit. Ask me how I know this. It's because I screwed up and had to seam rip it earlier. Okay, new day, let's wrap up this project. Pin the front and back shoulder seams together and sew in place, but leave the back folded piece free so that we can tuck the edge in later. All right, tuck the seam allowance into this folded area, which I didn't do a great job filming. But here's what it looks like once it's pinned. And then stitch in the ditch to help secure the folded portion down. Okay, we are so close to being done now. Inside out, we are pinning the facing to the jumpsuit, making sure the facing covers the pockets. And then we're sewing the bottom edge of the facing at about 1/8 of an inch, leaving about a 2-inch space at the center back to be able to thread our elastic through later. And then above this line of stitches, I am measuring 1 1/4 inches and marking this with an air erasable marker. And we are going to sew a second line of stitching all the way around, and this is gonna make our elastic casing. This project calls for 1-inch wide elastic, and I am using non-roll elastic. And I'm measuring and cutting this waist piece and my ankle elastic pieces using the size guide from the pattern. Next, thread the elastic through the casing using a safety pin, and then overlap the elastic by about 1/2 inch and sew the elastic together. And then we're going to tuck the elastic up into the elastic casing and sew the opening shut. And then the last thing to do is the cuffs. So we're going to turn the lower edge up by about 1 1/4 inches, pin in place, and sew 1/8 an inch from the raw edge, again leaving an opening to thread the elastic through. And then we're gonna finish the leg casings the same way that we finished the waist casing, threading the elastic through the casing, sewing the elastic together, tucking it up into that channel, and sewing it shut. And there you have it, finished jumpsuit. What do you guys think? So do I love this jumpsuit? Oh my god, yes, I do. And will I wear it all the time? Absolutely. But genuinely, this is probably my favorite thing. No, scratch that. This is definitely my favorite thing that I have made for 2024. The True Bias Nova jumpsuit. I cannot recommend this pattern more. I had so much fun putting this jumpsuit together. If you would also like to make this jumpsuit, please make sure that you go over to True Bias's website and download this pattern. I will make sure that I have the Nova jumpsuit linked in the description. The only comment that I do have on it is that I did size down one size and I probably should have sized down two. I do plan on making this jumpsuit again in a different color, probably a solid blue or green, and I will definitely be dropping down an additional size. It's just a little bit loose. This is definitely the best I have done sewing with knit fabrics. There are no puckers, there are no pulls, everything lined up beautifully. All of my seams are straight. There is no wavy seams anywhere. I'm very proud of that aspect with this jumpsuit as well. So my knit sewing skills are definitely improving. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!